Welcome to a freezing slasher Sunday. Guys, it is fucking cold. Okay, so, and I know people will be like, oh, you're in Arizona. I'm in fucking Antarctica. Okay, don't tell me about cold. Okay, fine. You're colder than I am, and I feel for you, truly. But I'm fucking cold nonetheless. So, you can think that it's not cold here, but I'm fucking freezing. Anyway, alright, so I rewatched Dr. Giggles, which I have not seen in a long time. And I have to say, man, this is a great flick. You know, I know that with the title and probably with people's memories of this film is super silly. And while it is, it's a great slasher movie. And Dr. Giggles is a fucking fantastic villain. I loved this movie on rewatch. I was like, oh wow, a lot of really cool practical effects. Dr. Giggles seriously speaks only in one-liners. But for some reason, they don't ever get old, and I never rolled my eyes at any of them. I thought they were all perfectly placed. I thought they were all perfectly delivered. Larry Drake is fantastic as Dr. Giggles. You know, you hear the name Dr. Giggles, and you think he's just going to be laughing like some madman, some fucking hyena, some lunatic. And I don't know, the way he giggles in this, it's so subtle. It's just like this under the breath. Like, I don't know, almost reminds me of Franklin in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's not that annoying, but I don't know, it's so subtle. It's you would think it would be much more profound and just, you know, more boisterous and much louder. I don't know, the way Drake does it in this movie, it's great. And I like that it's, you know, I like that we see the origin of it with his dad. You know, when his mom is dying, Dr. Giggles is there, Dr. Rendell, who he will become. I don't know if he ever actually becomes a doctor or not. I don't think so, right? He's never actually been a medical doctor. He just calls himself Dr. Giggles. I don't know. Anyway, but he takes it on almost as a stutter or a tick of sorts. You know, it's not even like he's so much laughing, is that's how he reacts. Because when he's scared, when he's injured, he giggles when he's injured. He giggles when he's scared. He giggles when he's. That's just kind of something he brings on to himself. It's not like he is a lunatic, but it's not like he's just laughing because he finds everything to be hilarious. It's a nervous tick that he has, and I love that about it. But okay, let's get into this. Let's get into this movie. Now, we get a heartbeat that makes up the title. Pretty cool. I like those little touches. We get some CGI blood platelets going through veins. And actually looks pretty decent. The heart itself, you do get to see a scalpel go in and cut the heart open. That looks pretty bad, but I thought the CGI was pretty good for the time. I want to say this is like 92, so not bad. And hey, this is a 90s slasher. It's a fucking great movie, and it's a great slasher. So 90, right? 92? I'm fucking not crazy on that, am I? Yeah, 92. And it's a great reveal that he is not. You think, because you go into this movie, you don't know anything about it, and I haven't seen it in a long time, so I couldn't remember exactly. And you think like he's this doctor at a hospital, and he's cutting up his patients and this and that, and it comes to you come to find out that he's actually just a patient there, and that he took the doctor and threw him up on the table. And as I said, it's just one-liners, one after the other after the other. He's like, laughter is the best medicine, checkout time. And he should have kept his hands to himself when he throws them on the girl's shoulders and he comes back and, he's holding the hands up. All really, really fun lines. I honestly can't think of a single line that he gave in this that I rolled my eyes or was like, that was too much, or there's too many, or he delivers them perfectly. And I swear, I would have to go and rewatch again to see if, because I wasn't, specifically looking for it until towards the end. I was like, I really think he's only spoke in one-liners in the entire film. Like, I don't think he has almost any other dialogue. Some talking to the girl when she's on the operating table. But it's almost like woven in with the one-liners. It's like getting to the one-liners. So they're all there. but I like them all. All the chicks in this movie are very attractive, so that's good. Though no nudity, unfortunately. But where we don't get nudity, we get gore and some freaking awesome practical effects. Holy shit, we're going to get to some of those. I like that the main girl has a heart condition and that it ties into his Dr. Giggles' mother who died, and his dad lost his mind and went out and was killing people for their hearts. And he was trying to replace his mom's heart. And the girl in this movie, the main character here, she had her mom die from a routine operation. So she's terrified of doctors and having operations. I mean, who can't fucking relate to not being afraid of surgery is one. And I have a huge fear of, because my dad just went for surgery for something, and it was like, oh yeah, there's like 95% or 100%, 99% or whatever, and it's like, yeah, but there's 1%. Like every person that died was given that statistic as well. It just fucks with you, especially when it's like so by the book, so by the number, and you're just like, I hope you're paying attention. Sometimes when you get in the car and you drive, and that's where all the accidents happen, right? It's like 95% of accidents or something crazy like that are within like 5 miles of your house. Because that's where you get lax and you think like, I know this area, I know this. I don't know. So when she said that, it just kind of brought back my feelings of my dad's surgery that he just had. But he's okay. He's okay. And I like the Dr. Rendell song that this kid sings in it. Z-Boy from Night of the Demons Part 2. He's also the undercover detective, spoilers, for 24 Season 1. And I saw that the director of this went over and executive produced and wrote and whatever some of 24. He was executive producer of like almost the whole damn show. So I like that. I like when I see that kind of stuff where producers and directors and whatnot bring in actors or bring in whatever, and they just have reoccurring parts with one another. They don't lose touch with one another. I like that stuff. I don't know. And in traditional horror movie fashion, of course, the black kids are the first to go, like instantly. Yes, we get some kills in the beginning of the hospital people, but the main cast, the main characters, the kids, the teenagers, like it's instant. Like the first two characters, black. It's hilarious, man. Like I'm not usually that person who even cares about that kind of stuff, but that is one thing I have to say is pretty damn true. Black people do not do well in horror movies pre 2010s. It's just, especially 80s and 90s, fucking forget about it. If you are black, you have a very low chance of living unless you're a rapper. Then you'll probably make it through the movie. And let's see. Oh man. No, yeah, he does the good thing I make house calls line. Great line, because he goes after the nutty woman next door. He sticks a giant otoscope right up her fucking nose. It's this long thing, and it's all practical, and it's all shown one take, and you see it up into her nose, all the way up into her brain. I can see what the problem is. Awesome. It just looks awesome. Yes, it's clearly a fake head, but it's so good. It's so damn good. I was like, oh man, it's so effective. Could you imagine? I mean, just if you stick something up your nose too far or your ear or anything, it hurts so much. Imagine having something awful. Just awful. And the way it looks, it's rad. It reminds me of Total Recall when he's pulling the fucking big cube thing out of his nose. Oh man, or it's not a cube. Round freaking sphere looking thing. Get your ass to Maz. Where the hell am I? Yeah, I already said all that shit. Okay, so let's talk about Z-Boy's character here, the curly-haired guy who wants to fuck his girlfriend in his mother's lingerie that he stole from her luggage before she left. And her only response, the girl he wants to have sex with, his girlfriend, is that he needs to wear a rubber, to which he's not all that thrilled about. I get it. Condoms aren't the most wonderful things in the world. They are pretty wonderful for what they do. It's just unfortunately what they take away. But hopefully one of the things they take away is disease in children. So, you got to give what you get. But yeah, she wants him to wear a fucking condom. And he goes into the bathroom to put it on. Is that something people actually do? Like, you don't put on the condom there and with the girl as you're like making out and foreplay. You're just going to go shove the condom on in the bathroom. I get that they're supposed to be teenagers and maybe this is their first time and whatever, but... And then he drops it in the toilet. And when he picks it up, there's fucking water pouring out of the tip, which I'm not exactly sure why there's water pouring out of the tip. How did this thing get 2 holes in it? It shouldn't have holes in it, okay? If you see holes at the tip of your condom, you got an issue. That's not going to work. But then he goes, well, maybe she won't even notice. She's a fucking, maybe this is her first time. Maybe she won't notice. She'll be like, wow, I guess it kind of does feel like skin. No. Most girls would notice, and if a girl tells you to wear a condom and you don't, you got a serious fucking problem. And then he goes and he takes, adding insult to injury. Not only is he going to fuck this girl without a condom after she asked him to use one and provided one. Very few women pull out a condom and require you to use it. It's like, you better use a condom and you better fucking have one too. So she was nice enough to provide one. It seems that she poked some holes in it though. But he then takes the her toothbrush. No, it might be his. Because it's in his house, right? That's his brother. That's his mom's house. Mom and dad's house. So they're away, right? It's his mom's and dad's house. So he took his toothbrush and put it back up there. I for a second thought it was her toothbrush, and I was like, that's even more fucked up. But then it's even weirder that he doesn't seem to wash it off if it's his. Either way, he's fucking weird. And let's get back to the fact that not only did he want to have her wear the mother's lingerie that he stole, but then as he's getting into the bed with what he thinks is her, and obviously ends up being Dr. Giggles, he starts talking about how he took his mother's Victoria's Secret catalog to get horny for what would be to come later. And it's like, your girlfriend's pretty fucking hot, man. I don't think you need to be looking at Victoria's Secret catalogs, your mother's, by the way, and you stole your mother's underwear. It was all very weird. That is very fucking weird. If a guy steals his mother's lingerie to fuck you in, get out the room. That is some weird shit. No. Oh my God. His mother has the same size figure as a 17-year-old girl in high school. Damn. No wonder he's all about mom. And let's see. I like how when he goes downstairs, he sees the kid playing video games and he watches him, and the kid essentially looks brain dead playing the games, and Dr. Giggles just would kill people, but he looks at him and he's like, he's terminal. he fucking diagnoses him a terminal case. There's no point in even killing him. He's already dead. I thought that was pretty funny, especially with the landscape of video games at that time, the status of them, where they're rotting your brain. We still have it now, but there was a big thing going on with it in 92 for sure. That would have been SNES crazy at that time. And yeah. Let's see, what else do we got here? Is he just going door to door? I mean, he does say he's making house calls, but he just seems to only go to the friends of this girl who he knows really nothing about beforehand. So yeah, I guess he's just going door to door, and this girl lives next door to every one of her friends. I don't really know how that all works out. Her dad's new girlfriend is fairly attractive, but a total cunt. So self-absorbed. Although I'm not really, I don't know. The dad, I guess, is just grieving in his own way. He's going to go out and get laid. But, when your daughter, who has a heart condition, could come home at any moment, you probably shouldn't be fucking your brand new girlfriend after the death of your wife super loud in the house for her to hear when she comes in, because that might get her, blood pumping a little bit. And it's just kind of fucked up to do to somebody. And he sucks the ice cream out of her stomach, though, and then turns on like this rotoscope and fucking sucks all the damn blood out of her, which is pretty funny. Okay, what's up with all the band geeks in this movie? Like having some huge orgy with a ton of hot chicks who are all over them. Band guys are like band. I'm talking fucking like school band. I'm not talking like, a rock band that these kids threw together in a moment of angst to combat with their parents and rebel against society. I'm talking about a band. I'm talking about band. Okay? Band geeks. People who shove flutes up their pussies for fun. Okay, I've seen American Pie a couple times. But seriously, these girls are making out like they're hot too. I'm not saying band guys don't get laid. I'm sure they do, but it ain't by the fucking cheerleaders. Let me tell you what. Not in any school I've ever seen, but shit, man, these guys seriously go to a progressive school where band geeks are the creme de la creme. I don't know. I was laughing. This girl's like deep throating a fucking saxophone little mouthpiece there. It has a name, but I don't know what the fuck it is. See, because I'm not a fucking band geek. No, I'm just kidding. I got nothing against band geeks. I got nothing against any geeks. I love geeks. All right. And we already talked about that. Then she finds him cheating with some hottie, and he runs off, and they go into this mirror maze. It's a great sequence. Obviously, anytime you see a mirror maze, you're going to think of Enter the Dragon, right? God, it's been a long time since I've seen Bruce Lee movies. That's Enter the Dragon with that, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. I think that's the one with the Hall of Mirrors. Or more recently, John Wick 2. That was fucking great. But yeah, I really like that scene. And then he has the big bandage on the face, which, if you question any of his tools or implements in this movie, I don't think you're paying attention to all the other ones. I was listening to Exploding Heads, and they Dave made a reference to the ridiculous size of the Band-Aid. Why would he have that? And it's like, dude, why would he have literally any of the tools he has in this movie? They're all ridiculous. They're all absurd versions of what would actually be. So I just thought it was funny. She just gets a beer and she just suffocates. It's great. And this cop has kept a bottle of liquor in his locker for 35 straight years. And I mean, I get it's a reminder, I guess. I don't know. I was just like, really? That's been in your locker up there for 35 years? Is that even good anymore? It's a bottle of liquor opened? I don't know. Does that go bad? I know certain like kinds of liquor are good, but I want to say other kinds don't stay well. I have to somebody Google that for me. How long does fucking liquor stay good for? Can you open up a bottle? What is it? Scotch? I know Scotch. What? I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know what it was. I should have known before I said that. I should Google things before, but I'm an on the cuff, off the cuff kind of guy. On the cuff. I'm on the cuff. No, I'm off the cuff. I don't need cuffs. Take them off. I do right now. It's fucking cold. Oh my God, I need more cuffs. And oh man, the kid cutting himself out of the mom. Let's throw aside how the hell he breathed while being sewed up in the mom and all that. And I don't know. I don't care. Maybe he had a tube and it went up through her mouth and he was breathing through there. There you go. There's your answer. I just thought of it in 5 seconds. It's gnarly. He's cutting out from the inside out, and he births himself full like kid. How the hell he even fit in there? I don't know. But regardless, her body would not be the shape that it is if he actually was fully in. It doesn't matter. It's stupid, of course. I don't care. Put all that aside. It looks phenomenal. It's one of the best gore effects that I've seen recently. I loved it. I was like, holy shit, this kid's coming up out of a woman and you see the full thing in like almost real time. Love that. It was freaking gnarly. And then the cop passes out from seeing that. I think a lot of people would. And when he wakes up, the kid's gone, but he sewed his mother back up. So this shows his commitment. He cut open every doll in his room. So this guy is a is a skilled seamstress of well, not human flesh, but of doll plush. I don't know, but he got good at it. And I love what I think it's the cop. He's like, if you think that hurts, wait till you get my bill. There's so many great one-liners in here. And he gets shot in the side, Dr. Giggles, and he goes and he performs an operation on himself. And while he's doing that, he's giggling the whole time in pain. Great stuff. And then he kills another person by putting a blood pressure cuff around the neck and jacking it up until they suffocate. Great. I love that there's a lot of, all the kills in this for the most part are done. I think all of them are done with surgical instruments of some sort, versions that he's made of them, at least anyway. And he has a bucket full of hearts, and he's trying to see which heart's going to work and which one isn't. And he's like, too small. It's like a Goldilocks scenario. And then he just takes them and throws them, and the guy comes through, and he's like, I have a heart. And so good. So damn good. And then he goes and he's looking for something, and he's like, time to do what doctors do best. And he grabs a golf club. It's a subtle joke. It's great. I love it. And he gets electrocuted. And then the girl takes these freaking implements, and she's like, take 2 and call me in the morning. She reverses his own lines on him. Awesome. And then he falls on his weapons. Jason Voorhees, final chapter, fucking machete down the face. Not that good, but he falls on it. Love that. Always love when they fall on the weapon and it protrudes out the back even further from the impact. Great stuff. Great movie. I had a blast rewatching it. Glad there was never a sequel. He's fucking dead. Okay? It's okay for him to be dead. He died. That's that. Great movie. That's it. I had a fun time talking about it. I had a fun time watching it. And I hope that if you guys haven't watched it in a while, you should rewatch it, because it is one of the best slasher movies. It's definitely one of the best slasher movies of the 90s. Easy. I mean, how many were there? There weren't a ton. So that's just simple for me. But it's damn up there, man. It's a great freaking movie. So, yeah, check it out if you haven't seen it in a while. And as always, have a good night.